Hurt people hurt people. I have attended many trainings on trauma over the years, and this phrase keeps popping up. Hurt people hurt people. And at first, it kind of makes sense on the surface. It's got some wordplay in there, repeating the words hurt people, but meaning it in different ways. It seems like the sort of thing you could write on Twitter or Facebook and get a load of likes because people are just scrolling fast and not really thinking about things in any real depth. And like I said, on the surface, it sounds like it makes sense. And I must admit that when I first heard the phrase, I was like, yeah, that fits. But I have since reflected upon the statement a bit more. And I don't think I like it. And here's why. And by the way, I'm not saying I'm right here. This is just my opinion. And I'm interested in yours. I'm interested in your thoughts too, particularly around this statement. So firstly, where I think this might stem from is this idea of the cycle of violence, where Curtis said that children who have been abused and neglected become tomorrow's murderers and perpetrators of other crimes of violence if they survive, which is just a little chilling. And essentially what they were saying is that abused children become abusers and victims of violence become violent offenders. And this has been discussed at length in the literature and really isn't the point of this video, but if you do want a video about this topic, then let me know. And it's important to note though that in Wright and Fagan's research, they point out that not all victims of child abuse become involved in violence, suggesting that there's also contextual circumstances such as community and cultural conditions that moderate the relationship between abuse and subsequent violence. But a lot of that research is focused on violence and physical harm. But our statement, hurt people, is very reductionist. It doesn't define what we mean by hurt. And if we could define that, then to what degree does one need to be hurt to hurt others? And what do we mean by hurting others? And to what degree is that other hurt? There's just so much variance there. On another note, if you are a hurt person, using whatever definition you decide to use, imagine hearing hurt people. It's like, wait, I'm a hurt person. Does that mean I'm going to go and hurt others? Like, it's inevitable in some way? Like I am predestined or predetermined now to go and do that? That's not helpful. That's not a helpful thing to think. And if you do think that, because that's what you've taken away from this statement, then what behaviour does that translate into? It could be potentially something like, well, if I'm going to hurt people, then maybe I should stay away from people and withdraw from social connections to make sure I don't hurt anyone else. Again, that doesn't feel very helpful for that person. So maybe the statement, hurt people, can actually be quite damaging for some. And if we are going to try and sum this up as a phrase, we would have to say something like, some hurt people might hurt some people, or something like that. But that isn't particularly catchy, although it's arguably more accurate, but still doesn't get into the nuance of what we mean by hurt. Maybe another phrase I could use here is mountain out of a molehill. Am I making a mountain out of a molehill here? I'm not sure. Language and the message we send with it is important. And as a therapist that works with hurt people pretty much every day, I feel like part of my role is to advocate and bring awareness to such language that we are using and can have an impact. I just don't think the statement is particularly helpful for anyone. Just some thoughts there for today. Let me know what you think. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.